There's always a lot of things, whenever after a game practice, whatever it is, if you feel like you had a good day or bad day, it's usually not as good or as bad as you thought. So going back and looking at it, obviously there was a lot of things that I could have done better. I thought I could have been, more accurate down the stretch. Obviously, when the ball's in my hand at the end of the game, got to take care of it. Have a chance to go win. I felt like we had a bunch of momentum. Got to finish there. So those are the two obvious things. But then I think just communication amongst the offense between me and the wideouts, running backs, O-line, everybody, tight ends, just has to be better throughout the week. And I think you saw some of those miscues on Sunday. So that stuff. I mean, we had a great day today. I thought we were letting it loose, and the guys looked good running around, and I thought we were really clean. So it's a good day, but I think those are things we just got to touch up and make sure all of our details are really clean. And today was a good step in the right direction for that. But yeah, I mean, obviously, a few throws I got to make, and then just all the way around, we got to make more plays.
Does the tenor of conversation that you have with your receivers change at all, whether they have a drop in the game or whether you make a throw that you should have made and you didn't make? Does that change at all, or is it just, hey, everybody's doing the best they can out there. Nobody's purposely trying to drop a ball. You're not purposely trying to miss a target.
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously in the heat of the moment, the best thing to do is just to admit whatever your fault is in it, and then Monday is when you can go watch film and you make corrections and you can have long conversations. But I think during the game, it's all about encouraging, keeping guys' confidence up, me included in that. And I think our team's done a good job of that. But we had some great conversations, on Monday when we came in about we got to play better, all of us. I got to play better for those guys up front, for the receivers. I got to throw the ball better. They got to make some more plays, like just all the way around. We all got to be better. It's not one-sided. So that's a conversation that you do have to have, and we've been having that, and I think we're in a good spot. And I know it's all going to come together, but we're hoping this is the week. That's what we're working for.
You always take accountability for your own miscues or what you view as miscues, but it doesn't seem like nobody talks about confidence being shaken at all in the least bit, even though things could have been better, even though things are correctable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just confused.
What do you mean, like my confidence or just the team's
just
or the offense?
Your confidence, the team in general, it never seems to waver.
No, I mean, I think we have a great group of guys. Everybody's in it together, and there's never any pointing fingers. They do a good job of picking each other up. And then even after the game, like obviously I was super disappointed in how it ended and had the ball in my hands, and the game ended that way instead of us scoring and going up there. But the defense really rallied behind me, and the locker room picked me up and just said that stuff like that's going to happen. We all got to play better, and just appreciate those guys. And I think it's cool the group we have. I know there's a lot of times that fingers can start getting pointed at each other, and you start bickering and kind of start turning on each other. And we haven't done that at all. And I think you've seen how we've gotten better every week. And even last week, you got to finish those games, and that would have been huge for us. But moving forward, it's like how much we've grown since week one. We get down 17-0 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Earlier in the season, I'm not sure how we would have responded, and just seeing how we fought back, stayed in the game, didn't panic, and had a chance to win it. You see how much better we've gotten, but we're going to get there. We're going to finish those games. I have no doubt. I have confidence in myself that I'm not going to put ourselves in that situation again, and then I know all the guys around me feel the same way. So.
How critical is it to not get to that finger pointing
Super
area? Because it
important.
Seems like once you get to that point, you can't get it back. You know what I mean?
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to. And I obviously haven't been a part of this. Is my first year, so I don't. It changes, especially in the NFL compared to college and high school. It's different. Money's involved and all. There's a bunch of personalities, and luckily on our team we don't have a bunch of huge egos. But you see other places when guys start pointing fingers, and it's really hard to recover from that. Egos start getting too big, and you can't keep everybody happy, and that's just the one thing we can't do. We got to stick together, and that's one thing I think Coach Meyer does a great job of. No matter win or lose, just that's his main message: stick together. No matter what happens, it's a long season. Every week, just stick together, keep fighting, and we've done that, and I like where we're at.
Not to bring up the fumble again, but I'm bringing up the fumble again. Do you watch it once and flush it and move on, or do you watch it 100 times trying to figure out what could I have done there differently? Do you beat yourself up over it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I beat myself up for a day or so, and then after that, you got to move on. I mean, when it's a fumble like that, there's not really much to watch. It's just where was the weak spot at, and there always is usually when you fumble, and that one I kind of got wide here, and it was a guy. It's always the guy you can't see that knocks it out. So just keeping two hands on it, and even just my pocket presence on that play, not having to, I had some pressure on the edges, but stepping up and then settling in the pocket and making a throw, because I had Marvin coming in on an in route. Instead, I kind of tried to flush and just split the pocket, and everybody collapsed on me. So there's two things there. Is obviously hold on to the ball with two hands going down, but then controlling my movement in the pocket to where I can still keep the play alive and make a throw. So you see that pretty quick, though, and then you move on. Obviously, it stings because you had that opportunity and you missed it, but you're going to, I know I'm confident in my career I'm going to have more opportunities like that, and I'm going to make the most of it. So, yep.
Urban said you've been pretty good about not repeating the same mistakes twice. Is that correct? I mean, do you feel that's the same?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I had some bad turnovers earlier in the year. It took me a couple weeks, got those out of my system. But that's one thing I try to pride myself on, is being coachable and getting better. And obviously there's going to be new things every week. And some areas you might take a step back and be like, okay, I need to really hone in on that again and go back to the drawing board, work on that in practice. But then there's some things that you consistently work on every week, and you just want to see that improvement. And I think in general, just taking care of the ball and not putting it in harm's way since the first couple games, like that's been the biggest improvement I made, and continuing to do that. But then now it's all the little things, whether that's pocket movement, accuracy, really just trusting my arm and trusting my guys on routes. And that's where our chemistry has to get a little bit better, where we feel like we're always on the same page. And I think today was really a great day.
San Francisco's been a little up and down defensively. What did they do really well Monday night that maybe they hadn't done so great earlier in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure on the year. I can't remember the exact number, but they forced a few turnovers the other night. I think 2 picks, 1 for a touchdown. And the other one was on the opening drive. So that's when you can get 2 turnovers, you got a pretty good chance of winning. And then other than that, I think they play mostly zone. They do a great job of keeping the ball in front of them. They got some really good pass rushers, obviously, and then Fred Warner kind of leads them, the linebacker group, and really the back end too. They just do a good job. They keep the ball in front of them, do a good job reading the QB, and really supporting the run with extra guys outside of the box. Something that we just got to, be ready to handle when game time comes on Sunday. But I really like our plan so far. But yeah, they've done a great job. And obviously, when you're playing, they have a few of them. But a guy like Nick Bosa up front, that always adds a challenge, just because the pass rush is gonna be quick. Just great player. It's hard to block a guy like that. But we got a great group up front, so I'm not worried. But that's just always something that you're ready for when you're playing a guy like that.
You mentioned pocket presence. Is that something you watch in yourself when you're watching tape? And I guess where are you with that? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think I've always had a pretty good feel for the pocket and moving. I think the difference in college and now the NFL is, when you feel color or you feel someone getting off a block or whatever and you move. I've always been good at that. It's just not moving too much, though. In the NFL, you can only move a yard or so, and then you're going to move into more trouble if you move further than that. So that's one thing, that just smaller movements. You watch someone like Tom Brady just can sit in the pocket and move 6 inches each direction and buy himself a couple extra seconds. Like, that's something that him and Aaron Rodgers and all these guys that have been playing for a long time do a really good job of, and that's just through experience and playing and getting a feel for it and really trusting it. And I feel like I've gotten better, but there's always more work to do there.
Coach Meyer mentioned. Last one.
Okay.
Go ahead, D-Rock. You're good.
You sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that how you see it?
Better be a good one.
Yeah. No. Is that how you sense it? You just see the color out of the side of your eye with guys coming in? Or?
Yeah, it's
Awful question.
Yeah, it's more of a. All right, guys. Let's.
It is what it is.
No, I mean I think it's more of a feel thing. That's the one thing you're always taught, even when you're younger, is feel the pressure, don't see it. You don't want to be looking for it, then you don't have your eyes downfield. But sometimes you can feel guys, if they get a really good get off and our tackles are a little late, sometimes you feel that right away, and I'm going to have to step up and move a little bit. And sometimes if it's interior, you can see it easier. The hardest are when they get behind you and loop around. You can't really see them, but it's all just a feel thing, and it's something you can definitely work on. But I think for me, like I said, it's just those controlled movements that are important.